Welcome to Art Dust with Glenda Gibson and
me, Donna Drouin, and today we're interviewing Caroline Clark, who we will call Kaz because she's our friend and we know her as Kaz.
and we met Kaz at the Keswick Art Retreat, and we've been in touch in one way or another, on and off. Actually, we have a WhatsApp group that we all connect with through that and share ideas and share resources, which is really great. So probably, Kaz, we should let you talk a little bit about yourself, your journey as an artist and maybe as a Christian, and how those two things connect. And then we'll talk about some your most recent wonderful achievement and some other stuff.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's nice to be here. So I was just I teach a lot. So I was telling some children this week that I decided I wanted to be an artist when I was about 7 years old. And I used to sell drawings of rabbits for 2p, which 2p back in the 70s was, you could get quite a lot of bang for your buck then.
You get four sweets.
Yeah, you could get quite a few sweets. Almost half a pack of polos. So, yeah, I was always a bit of a entrepreneurial businesswoman, I think, as a child. And then I studied, obviously did textiles art and GCSE stuff, all art related. And then I did A-level art with some art history. And then I did a foundation, and then I went on and did a fine art degree. And so I painted all the time up until I was about full time, up until I was about 24 or something like that. And I settled on fine art painting specifically rather than any other medium, but I've always really loved printing. And then during that time, I always went to church as a child, and I think I probably became a Christian when I was about 16. I went to a big festival called Spring Harvest, and that was a really positive experience. And I came back, and I had a really good home group and Bible study group and stuff. So I really was going for it. And then at some point, I kind of just lost my way, and then just really decided that I didn't really like God. I didn't really get grace. I didn't really understand forgiveness. And I found that side of it really difficult. So I really rejected it all. And actually, when I was at university for the first 2 years, I did a lot of paintings about how I didn't really like God at all, and how I thought He'd made us bad, and had a really warped sense of like what faith was like. And then I went back home in the summer holidays between year 2 and year 3. And someone that I'd known from when I was really young just said, what on earth has happened to you? You're such a, well, I won't say the word, but he said, you used to be a really nice girl, but you're really horrible now. And I was like, I know, I'm really messing up. And he said, well, we can just pray about it and just let's get rid of it. And so that was it. And then after that, I just haven't really looked back. And I've had some times, like I moved to London after my degree, and I had a studio in Oxford Street, which is right in the centre of London, right near John Lewis. And then I had a studio in Spitalfields, which is a really arty, really different kind of area. It's very culturally diverse, very big Bengali and Sylheti, Somalian community, and lots of artists as well. So I had a studio there for a few years. And then I just painted and sold and exhibited, and just went from there, really. But the big thing happened when I actually really started going for it again in the middle of my degree. I was so afraid. I think I was worried that all my grades would go down, but actually the opposite happened. I was afraid that all the people that knew me would reject me, but the opposite happened. And it's just been an amazing journey, really. The only other significant things that have happened is that I got married in my late 20s, and then very, very shortly after I got married, I got very sick. with something called Hodgkin's disease, which is a lymphoma. So I was stage 4. It fused to my lungs, and I had to have a stem cell transplant. So that was a massive, massive thing for me. I think we just got married and had all these hopes and stuff. And then that all totally changed because the goalposts were just about being alive and getting to know each other and having more time. And that because that had been sort of robbed really. And so, faith, that really makes such a difference when you're faced with your own mortality. What you believe matters because you either believe that it's true or you don't. So it was a real foundation for me. So thankfully, thank the Lord, I'm more clear and have been now for quite a long time. It's got to be 20 years now since I stopped treatment, but massive shaping part of my life, maybe about 19 years, I think, actually, but a really huge defining part of me. And I think anyone that's experienced cancer and that invasive and horrific, because I think I had numerous tumors all around my neck and in my chest area and down near my diaphragm. It really makes you see yourself very differently and how you value yourself and what's important and what's not. And so it's definitely shaped who I am. And I also, the negative side of it that you have to live with is that, you're never sure if this ache, this pain here, is that just me now being nearly 50, or is it cancer in the bones, that kind of stuff. So it's trying to live in that freedom and know that, the big thing is that God has good plans for me. And my prayer when I was really younger, when I got ill, was, I know I'm going to be healed. I knew I would be healed, but whether it happened in the new earth, new heaven and earth, or whether it happened in this lifetime on this earth, those were the things that I didn't know. And thankfully, God had a different plan. And now, 20 years on, I have 3 kids and I have a husband, obviously, still, and dogs and chickens and a lovely art studio to work in. So, yeah, I've had some really hard times, but I think it's made me paint joyfully, use a lot of colour, and make me do things that I want to do. Where I work somewhere for a reason because I know that time is valuable. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
me.
one of the things I've been really inspired by and impressed by, Kaz, is your commitment to getting on with painting. Like I think when we were at Keswick, you painted like 6 hours one day and did the course.
Yes.
And you're up as soon as the light was up and you painted as into the evening. So it's just amazing seeing that.
They were all over the floors.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's right.
They were amazing. They were
and
really
there's a lot of rain. Do you remember the rain? So
yes.
the painting started out one way and then they pretty much stayed the same because the rain just washed the paint off. But I just think it's such a gift. Like to be able to paint, it makes me feel so happy and challenges me and stimulates my brain. It's so mindful. It switches off stuff that I don't want to think about. And I do paint really for wellness half the time. I think it's intrinsically part of me. Like being creative is just how I am. And I think when we were on Keswick, they talked a lot about how we are creative beings and we were made and carved, by hand, by our maker, not spoken into being. And I think there is that difference with us. And this desire within me is so huge. It's like if I haven't painted, I get kind of itch. I have to go, oh my gosh, I've got to get out there and I have to just chuck some paint around and or start printing or something. And I didn't paint yesterday, and you could tell I was like chewing at the bit this morning, like when can I get in there? And sometimes, I don't want to say family life gets in the way, but it feels like that. It feels like I'm so driven that I feel like, oh, I've got to go and make chicken casserole. um, yeah, and I think you have this. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have it too, because I don't know any artist that doesn't. But this kind of imposter syndrome, and you're thinking you're not good enough, you're not really an artist. It took me years to call myself an artist. I don't know why, because I'm sure a plumber calls himself a plumber,
Yeah.
and an electrician an electrician. They don't like go, oh, I work with wire and and energy. They actually say what they are, and I think there was such a real stigma in my head to say I was an artist. So
I
I'm really
actually wrote it
grateful
on.
for any learning.
I wrote it on all my kids' birth certificates, but it took a long time for me to actually verbally say the words. It took a long time. All four of them have got on there. Mother is an artist, dad's a BT engineer. That's what it says. Telecommunications engineer for official term. But like it's that thing, isn't it, of actually being able to verbally say to other people when you're in a meeting or you're meeting someone and they go, "What do you do?" "I'm an artist." And they kind of look at you and go, "Oh," and then they walk off. Like, now I've learned. Now I've learned.
Don't know what to do with artists.
I think as well, that's why people sometimes like continually do courses as artists, because it's almost like that's a reason for them to do art. And actually, you don't need a reason to do art. You do art because you're creative beings, and there's this urge to be creative, and it's really good for you. And I mean, that's what I teach quite a lot of beginners and loads of children. And I think that's one thing I really learned. I think it's so good for your being, for your mind, but to do something for yourself. And I remember I taught a course, like an abstract painting course, maybe about a year ago. And one of the mums that came, it was her first night out, her first night away from her children, and she had 3 kids, and the youngest was a baby, and the oldest was 7. And you just think, oh, why are you not? Yeah, why are you not worth investing in yourself and treating yourself? You treat your kids to play dates and to run around a soft play centre. Why would you not think that you have that value? So now it's more like, when can I fit my family around my painting rather than the other way around. So but I'm lucky because I think my job does fit really well around family life. That's good.
It takes a bit. People kind of go, "So what do you do all day?" And you go, I paint, I draw, I read books, and I watch other artists do stuff so I can learn to be better at it. And then I go back and work, and they go, "Oh, so you work all day?" "Yeah." I was thinking, what do you think I do all day?
Yeah, I think artists are really hardworking. Especially, I think it's fine if you just want to paint and you don't want to tell anyone, but as soon as you want to try and get your paintings out there, and you have to sort of start getting involved in social media and admin stuff, it just drains the life out of me. So, I mean, I started teaching after school clubs really regularly in September, October time, I think it was, and straight away I thought, I can't manage the admin on my phone. I've got to just put it on my website and let people book on, and just have a standard email that goes out to people, and not have to deal with the constant admin. It just drains my soul.
Well, thankfully, me and Glenda, we teach together, so one of us does the social media and the other one does. So we could split.
That's what I need. I need a buddy.
Yeah.
I need someone to say, yeah, let's do this. In fact, Judith Woolley, who I think you've interviewed already, but she said, "Oh, if only I live closer, we could just do this all the time." Because when she comes to visit, she'll help me with like little prototypes and examples. If we're doing like peg dolls, or I don't know, little miniature Pringle houses or whatever, she'll help me make them. She did at Christmas time. So so I'm very grateful. I'm still using them. In fact, I'm going to do peg dolls today. Should be fun.
Really good, really good. No, I really relate to that, how important it is for your mental health. And actually now there's research that shows that looking at art even for 20 minutes is as good as doing a meditation or
Is
You know,
that
it's
right?
really, really good for your
Yeah.
health. Yeah. Doing art's good, but even looking at it helps as well. I find I spend a lot of time looking at my art or thinking about my art and not as much time actually doing it. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better at that.
Well, I
Yeah.
found that lady that I've been doing her tutorials, I found that really helpful. That I could just come into the studio and know what I'm going to be doing. That's taken a lot of it out of the problem out of it for me. But the other thing is, like I think if you're never sure what to do or how to go forward, you kind of need to hang out with children, don't you think? Because
Yeah.
children are so inspiring and creative. Like, I come up with all these ideas and they're like, oh, can we just do this though? In like, can we use these tools and then take it like in this direction? And I'm like, that is amazing. I love that. So
Yeah.
they always make it better than when I kind of my limited ideas. But also, as soon as you start creating and developing stuff to teach, it doesn't stop. Don't you find that you can't help
Yeah.
yourself trawling through Pinterest and like art equipment sites? You're like, oh yeah, I really need to get magnets. We have to make more magnets, like fridge
Yeah.
magnets and stuff like that, or whatever it is. My latest, the thing I was doing last week was I've been struggling how to get kids to do printing other than jelly plates, because I have maybe 20 in one lesson, and I haven't got 20 jelly plates to do printing with. And I did that foam thing, you know,
Yes,
that
the
styrofoam
styrofoam. Yeah.
slate.
Yep. Yep.
Brilliant.
It's
And it's
great.
just done with a pen end, you know, or a pencil. So I've been doing that last week. Fantastic results.
Oh,
Amazing.
I
Yeah.
discovered you can use the silicon baking mats from Amazon. Yeah, that company. Oh, where have I put them? They're big.
What
They're
do you
like
do with them?
you can put them onto a table and you can get 2 for a tenner, which I thought was quite good. But you can do like jelly plate printing with them.
No.
Yeah.
I've
So
got
I've
one
been
in my
doing.
house. I'm really tempted.
So I've got what have I done with it? Oh, I'll send you a link and then you can see what I've put them away.
Yeah.
I'm now looking at my desk going, where did I put them?
Yeah, that sounds brilliant.
But they work. They
rolled up really
work
small.
really, really well. And what's great about them is that they're actually quite large, because jelly pads that are large are very expensive.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So I've been
Well,
doing.
I've made a load. Have you ever made your own jelly plates? They're just the
No.
easiest thing to make. I think I have.
Oh,
Did I put a little video on my Instagram? I might have done. I'm not sure. But it's so easy. You can buy vegetable gelatin and normal gelatin, depending on what your preferences are. And you just buy some glycerin. You get it all on Amazon for say like 20 quid. I think you can make 10 plates from it.
wow.
And
But how long do they last?
they just keep going. And then when because I think the glycerin, does the glycerin or the gelatin? No, the glycerin preserves the gelatin. And then if they go a bit funny, like someone cleaned one under hot water and it just disintegrated into pieces, like a jelly, you know, like when you put jelly cubes apart. So you just put it back in the microwave and then melt it down and then re-pour it. So it just does not go. It's amazing. And so I found that I put greaseproof paper between them, and it left a slight ridge on it, like a little mark on it. And so you can just reset them and then put them between acrylic or a baking tray or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't need to be. You don't need to spend 30 quid on a jelly plate. You can make 10 for that.
Wow.
So yeah, really good fun.
Oh, that's a great tip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just Google online the recipe. And the
Okay,
bottom line
I'll
is it's just you just mix the powder with water slowly, and then you add the glycerin slowly and whisk, and just keep the bubbles out of it if you can. And when you pour it onto a baking tray, make sure your baking tray is level, and you just sort of skim off any bubbles on the top. Yeah, there's so much stuff out there. So much to learn.
Really
I
good.
actually had a workshop with 10 children doing jelly plate printing. And it was brilliant. I had pegs, like washing lines all over my studio.
Yes.
Like
They're really
artwork everywhere.
fast.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
quick. I was like cutting the paper, but just so they had enough paper. But it was just
Yeah.
like paint prints everywhere. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
I loved it.
we did it. We were doing lino cut with them last week, so I have enough lino cut equipment to do a lino cut class with up to 12. I've got
Oh, I wish I lived
stuff for.
nearer.
Yes, and then
So,
we use really soft, super soft lino. It's like a really white rubbery stuff, not the nice eco
I've
stuff.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you get
and then
that from that shopping website as well?
yeah, maybe, yeah. Or no, actually, no. I think I actually got it from handprinted.com, who are very good and based in Bognor Regis. They're
Oh,
very, very good.
I might write
Yeah,
that
and they're
down.
even good if you're stuck on a printing process. You can phone them. They're all printmakers, so you can ask them
Really?
advice. Yeah, they're very good, and they have a little blog with loads and loads of stuff on their website. It's very good. I like their
And what
shop.
did you call them? Print makers?
Hand printed.
Hand printed. And that's like a lino. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Noted.
But we did Jelly Pad because we had like a little bit of time because we'd given them a couple of weeks to do the carving, drawing, carving, and then printing. And we knew we'd have a little bit of time because kids work so fast. Because they do. They don't have any inhibitions. They just go for it.
Yeah, it's true.
So we just did a little bit of Jelly Pad printing at the end to fill up the rest of the time. And they were like, oh,
I
they were
loved
sticking
it.
their hands in there. Oh, yeah. No.
I loved it. Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
It's Glenda's handprints.
Handprints.
Oh, I love it.
It's just a handprint, but they really got into it and loved it. It was
That's
just at
great.
the end of the other printing.
Yeah,
Well,
we're doing-
well, Kads, before we're going off on a tangent here, but before we end the podcast, I want you to tell us about your award that you recently got.
Oh, stop. No.
Oh, no,
Yes,
tell
No,
us.
carry on.
yes.
Yeah, a friend of mine said our art society where I live near Bishop Stortford, they were doing a portrait competition, and I haven't painted portraits for 30 years, I would say. Yeah, it must be nearly 30 years. And so I thought I'd have a go, and I did a painting of a little baby boy, very cute, and I had a frame, put it in a frame, and I took it, and it was voted for by members. And I won the first prize, which is called the Woburn Cup, and I was so delighted. It was it's like their annual competition, and all the members voted their favourite painting. And Mr. Woburn, who donated the cup and set up the prize, he was a royal artist. He used to paint the royal family, and his paintings are in the portrait museum, portrait gallery in London. So yeah, I was just so delighted. I've never won anything for my art, so I was really chuffed. I was really pleased. Yeah, so
Well done.
it's nice to have a little bit of like a little slap on the back. Hey,
Yes,
thank
it
you.
really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I think because it's this sort of stage, I don't know what stage you're at in your life, but I'm quite driven. I kind of push a lot and make sure I just turn up a lot is basically where I go from. And more recently, I've just been seeing such amazing provision and just stuff landing in my lap, just favour really, which is how all the after school teaching happened. And yeah, just incredible. Just like literally people asked me to teach in a school, and then a friend of mine helped me do the safeguarding policy and helped to sort out all the DBS, and then you guys with on the Keswick WhatsApp chat, I was like, tell me what I need to do for this, that, and the other. I got my insurance sorted, and yeah, and I've just been doing that now for about 6 months, and it's going really well. I teach in I do 4 after school clubs a week, plus I work at a youth cafe doing art. I do a Saturday club, and then I do holiday camps in the holiday time, which is great fun. Kids come and feed my chickens and do some painting and printing and stuff. And then in April I've got actually no, next week I've got a home school club starting on Friday in the day. And then I do private work as well every week, teaching a couple of people and some children private work. So yeah, it's just happened. it's been amazing. And you just think, oh, that's why I was this like forever learner and forever crafter, and I can, constantly making things out of bits of foam and toilet rolls, because now I can see why it makes sense. Hooray.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
just in that real place of, thank you, God, you know me. I appreciate this very much. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
It's
then you go
amazing.
off and wow. It is
What were you going to
amazing.
say? I go off and do what?
You go off and dance in fields occasionally.
I do, because that started in lockdown. I've got painting landscapes in all weathers, and it was freezing. So I used to just like jump around to keep warm, like, ooh, and then it just went from there. One day I just started dancing to things like Footloose and whatever song was, Taylor Swift or whatever. Normally a bit of Fleetwood Mac, and just start dancing. And it was fine. It's fine when you're on your own in a field, but then if there are dog walkers or suddenly a car goes past and they start tooting you, and you're like, oh, this is actually a bit pushing my embarrassment levels here. So my kids hate it. They I don't think my youngest hates it, but my girls just think it's just the most embarrassing thing because their friends start following, and they hate it.
We
So
love
they're
it.
not
We
into it at all.
love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The time your shoe flew off in the middle of the
yes,
song.
that's just so typical. And I was like, where the heck has that gone? And,
It's
it
in the
just-
wheat.
Yeah, I think it was Rod Stewart got me really going, and I was really dancing, and then it just flew off behind me. And then that's the reality of my life. I'm kind of constantly falling down in holes and losing things, and or notoriously walking down the street with my dress tucked in my knickers or something like that. But it's just how it goes. It's the
Yeah.
artistic brain.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Oh, wow. Well, you've been a real inspiration, Kaz. Thank
Yeah.
you very
Oh,
much
thank
for
you.
everything you've shared, and especially your dancing in fields.
yes.
No problem. Anytime. You can still see them. They're still on my Instagram. But yeah, I haven't done one for a while. It's been a while. I have to get out there again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This rain has not been inspiring me to go outside and paint, I will be honest.
No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of puddles. Let's
It's
be honest.
It's
Yeah.
too much rain. It's not
Yeah.
even the usual English drizzle. It's crazy
Just
Keswick
downpours.
rain. It's Keswick
Yeah.
rain, isn't it?
It is Keswick rain.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's
where you-
nearly Keswick again. We're looking forward to.
Yeah, not long
being there.
now.
No, not long now.
It just seems
Yes.
like it's just us three going though, and the teacher. It's like we're the only three going. Yeah,
Good.
fine.
Fine.
That's it, really. I don't think anyone else
I
is
know.
joining us.
I thought it was
We'll
funny
have a
that
great time.
I might bring my jelly pads and then I'm going to bring paint. I'm going to paint early in the morning this time. I've decided that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow in
Get
Kaz's
out.
footsteps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Get
And then
out.
end the day with a bit of yoga and stretching.
Yes.
And jelly plates in the evening. That's what she did, didn't she? She'd get her jelly plates out. Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really
It's
looking
going to be
forward
fun.
to it.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know one other person who's coming who's not part of the group chat. So
Great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh
Be
blood.
really, really interesting. Yeah, she's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She might think,
Good.
yeah. Very cool.
it'll be good. Anyway,
Well,
we're going to officially end this podcast now. So thank you, Kaz, and
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you very
And-
much for speaking
and
to us.
bye.
And
Yes.
bye. Thank you so
And bye.
much, ladies. See you again
Thank
soon.
you. See you
Bye.
again soon. Bye. Bye.